office of the Always Believe House. We're going to have a great day because we're going to continue direct variation equations. Remember yesterday, direct variation in Algebra 1 means that the numbers are proportional, but we will not set up a proportion to solve these. We're going to set up a y equal kx, where k was called the constant of proportionality. So let's get rocking and rolling, and a magical whiteboard appears, and we're going to start doing this lesson. Tell whether each equation is a direct relationship. If so, find the constant of variation. Remember, an equation that has a constant of variation will not have a y-intercept or a starting number. So let's go on number 1. We want these to end up being y equal kx, right? If it looks like this, if it has a y-intercept, it does not have direct variation. So each number has to be paired with a letter. So on number 1, this does have it, and k equals 3. Okay, k is the constant of variation or the constant of proportionality. On the next one, this is not, is it? Because the -9. So write down no. It does not go through the origin, does it? It goes through the -9 on the y-intercept. On the next one, move over the 2x. So we're going to subtract 2x. We're going to get 3y equals -2x. Divide by 3. And we would get y equal -2 over 3x, right? The -2 over 3 is called the constant of variation or the constant of proportionality. So this does have direct variation because there's no starting number or no y-intercept. On the next one, to get the y by itself, I'm going to divide by 3. I'll end up with y equal 3x. The 3 is my constant of variation or my constant of proportionality, or it's the letter k, right? Okay, now then remember, this is why I told you yesterday. Y over x will give you your k. Y over x will give you your k. In a table of values, you did this in 6th grade. You divided the y's by the x, and it took forever. If your teacher didn't give you a calculator, and you had to see if they were all the same, if they were, the table was proportional. Now if it is, it has direct variation. So let's go down here. We're going to put y over x on each table. So on this one, we would have 6 over 2. That's not 6 over 2. We would put y over x. Y is on the bottom. So 2 over 6, 5 over 15, and 7 over 21. You did this in 6th grade. So if you simplify them on the TI calculators, you can punch this in and it will give you the reduced answer on it. We're going to keep these as fractions. So the first one simplifies to 1 over 3, 1 over 3, 1 over 3. It does have direct variation, doesn't it? And the constant of variation would be 1 over 3, wouldn't it? Let's go to number 2. So on number 2, we're going to do the same thing. Put y over x. So 24 over 6, 40 over 10, 100 over 25. Now then get your calculator and punch them all in. If you do that, you get 4, 4, and 4, don't you? So the constant of variation is 4. Our equation would be y equal 4x. On this one, it would be y equal 1 over 3x, right? Okay? So basically, you're taking your constant of variation, or that letter k, and making that your slope. And there's no y-intercept. 0, 0 would be in the table of values. Okay, on this one right here, we're going to put 3 over 10, then we're going to put 5 over 15, and then 9 over 20, and we're going to punch that into the calculator. 5 over 15 would be 1 over 3, wouldn't it? This would not work, would it? Because this does not equal this, does it? So it does not have direct variation, right? On the next one, put y over x on every single one of them. So we're going to put 13 over 8, 5 over 0, and 0 over -5. This does not work, does it? Because it doesn't have 0, 0, 2, does it? Okay, so this would not have direct variation. Continue on. Turn the page. So let's turn the page. And this is the beef of the lesson right here. This is when we're going to start writing these down and start getting word problems. If it says varies directly, y'all please listen, in a word problem, it will always be y varies directly with x. And if you put y over x, that is going to be your slope or your constant of variation in it. It will always say y varies directly with x. Y varies directly with x. It's the same thing as y is a function of x. Y is a function of x. You will always say y varies directly with x. So in this problem, our y is -2 and our x is -4, right? We're going to put y over x and get our k. So if I do that, I would put -2 over -4, punch that in the calculator, I would get 1/2. Now then, I'm going to write down y equals 1/2 x. I'm either going to be given the y or the x. I'm going to plug in the y or the x and solve for the other variable. So on this one, I'm given x equals 8. So I'm going to go down here and put y equals 1/2 and replace the x with 8. All I got to do is 1/2 of 8, don't I? Which is 4. So y would end up being 4. Oh, let's go to the next one. Remember, y varies directly with x. You're going to put y over x, get your k, and make your equation. So on this one problem right here, y is 8 and x is 2. Write down y over x, put 8 over 2, type that in the calculator, you get 4. Now then we're going to write down our y equal kx. So y equals 4x. I'm either going to be given the y or the x, and I'm going to solve for the other letter. On this one right here, I'm given x is 10, so I'm going to put y equals 4 parentheses 10, replace the x with 10, punch that in the calculator, and you would get 40, wouldn't you? Ho, 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 ho. Let's go to number 11. Same thing again. Write down y over x. You're going to put y over x every single time. Y over x. Y over x. Now then, let's put -18 over 6. Punch that into the calculator. -18 divided by 6. Enter. And you would get -3. That's going to be my k in it. So I'm going to write down y equals -3x. I'm either going to be given the y or the x. I'm going to plug it in, solve for the other number. I'm given x is -8, aren't I? So I'm going to write down y equals -3 times -8. -3 times -8 is a positive 24 in it. Piece of cake. This is not rocket scientist, okay? Let's keep going. Okay, on this one, y is 0.5 and x is 5. Just plug it into the calculator. So write down y over x. Always put the y over x. And then put equal 0.5 or 5/10 over 5. You're going to divide that. 0.5 divided by 5. If you do that, you get a 10th, 0.1. We're going to leave that as a decimal. So y equals 0.1x or a 10th of x. And then x equals 30, doesn't it? So I'm going to replace x with 30. 0.1 times 30, 1/10 of 30 is 3, isn't it? Ho, 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 ho. F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. Ho! Now then, we're going to do one more. Okay. Y varies directly with x. Okay. Y is equal to 9, x is equal to 2. So write down y over x, put 9 over 2, and that doesn't simplify, does it? So that's my constant of variation. Leave it as a fraction. Now then, write down y equals 9 over 2x, and on this one we know y is 22 and 5/10. So I'm going to write 22.5 equals 9 over 2x. I'm going to go up here, and basically I would multiply by the reciprocal, right? Or I can multiply by 2 and divide by 9. I'm going to do it the way I've been teaching. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. These will cancel out. I'll have 45 equals 9x, and then I'll divide by 9, and I'll end up with 5, won't I? That's kind of tricky because of the way the fraction is. Now then, I'm going to show you what would happen in junior high. If you were in junior high, it would say proportional. And you would put y over x and y over x. So y over x would be 9 over 2, and then I would put 22.5 right here, right? And I would put x. Notice, what are we doing in that problem? If you did the bat and the ball, which you should not do, you would multiply 2 times 22.5 and divide by 9. That's exactly what I did to solve this problem, didn't I? I multiplied 22 and 5/10 by 2, and then I divided that answer by 9. That's exactly what you would do with this equation, wouldn't you? You would cross multiply and divide by 9, wouldn't you? We did the same exact thing, but now we're using a direct variation equation. Let's continue on. Okay? The equation 9/5C plus 32 relates the temperature Celsius Fahrenheit. Is this direct variation? Does it go through the origin? It does not, because 32 is the y-intercept, right? Y-intercept is not 0, if I can spell right. No direct variation, right? And I'm going to abbreviate. So for a problem to have direct variation, it has to have a y-intercept of 0 or a starting number of 0. Let's go to 15. Okay, this is important here, so make sure you're paying attention. Underline varies directly. What did I just say over and over? Y varies directly with x. Y varies directly with x. So read this problem. The number of hamburgers, that's our y, varies directly with the weight of the ground beef, that's our x. So our y over x, write that down, will be the number of hamburgers, and I'm going to abbreviate, over the weight. So we're going to put hamburgers over weight and make a fraction, right? So right here, 4 hamburgers can be produced for every pound. So 4 hamburgers is 1 pound of beef, okay? That's 4 over 1, which will simplify to 4, won't it? Now then, let's make a y equals kx equation, just like what we've been doing. Remember, the y is the number of hamburgers, the x is the weight of the ground beef. So if they want how many hamburgers, if they give us that, we're going to divide by 4. If they give us the amount of beef, we're going to multiply by 4. Write a direct variation. That we don't have to do anything because it just says write a direct variation equation. Remember, y varies directly with x. You're going to put y over x every single time. Let's go to the next one. Underline the word varies directly. Then label y and x. Some of the words will be your y, and one of the words will be your x. The amount of interest charged to us, the interest is your y. Varies directly with the amount of money, which is x. So the y over x will be the interest over the dollars, okay? A certain bank offers 2% savings, that's the interest. So let's make that a decimal. We'll put 0.02 over, offers a savings rate, write a direct variation equation, over a buck, because they don't give us the amount of money. So 2% for every dollar. So the equation would be y equals 0.02x. Ho, 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 ho. This would simplify to 0.02 with it, which would be our k with it. Piece of cake. Remember, y varies directly with x. Y varies directly with x. You put y over x, and you get your constant variation. Number 17. Another bank offers a different savings account. If an account with $400 earns $6, what does the interest earn, okay? So we're going to use this equation right here. If an account earns $400 and earns an interest of 6, so 6 over 400 is going to be our savings, right? Our interest rate, right? So it charges an interest of 6 and the account's 400. So we're putting interest over money, aren't we? Punch that into the calculator. And this is going to be funky here, okay? This would be 3 over 200, which is 1.5%, or 0.015, okay? Which would turn into 1.5%. Now then, write this down. This is a lot of work. Write down y equals 0.015x, and we want to find out how much interest is earned with $1,800. That's going to be the money in the account. So we're going to replace x with $1,800. This is a multi-step problem. So what I did is I got my interest rate, which is 1.5%, then I made that my k, and now I'm replacing x with $1,800. And I have to do this in a calculator, so let me clear this. And then 0.015 times 800, right? Too many crickets, I don't want to do that. Times 1,800. Times 1,800 equals, and I get 27 bucks. Okay, notice the bank is making money here, okay? So y would be 27 bucks. So I would get 27 bucks in 1 year off of that. Let's go to the next one. The area of paint or paint varies directly, underline that. The area, y, would vary directly with the amount of time. So write down y over x, write down area over time. Everyone understand what I just did there. Underline varies directly. Figure out what's in front of it, that's your y. What's after it, that's your x. Now then, they're going to give us the area and time, and we're going to make a fraction. One morning he painted 246 square feet. That is the area. So that's 204. Between 8 and 12:15, that's 4. This is horrible to do this. Just put 8 a.m. and 12 a.m. Jiminy crickets. Just put 8 to 12. That would be 4 hours, wouldn't it? Okay? Just take off that 15. That would be 4.25 hours. You would have to switch 15 minutes to a decimal. We're not going to do that. Okay? So 204 square feet in 4 hours. Okay? Write a direct variation to describe the area y covered in x hours. Divide that on your calculator. 204 divided by 4, it's going to be 51, which means he can do 51 square feet in 1 hour. So our equation would be y equal 51x. Ho, 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 ho. So something you learned today. Y varies directly with x. Y varies directly with x. You will have varies directly in your problem. That means it's proportional. Write out what the y is, what the x is, and then put y over x. Write your labels. Make your y over x. Put it in the calculator. That turns into your k, or your constant of variation. Then you'll write down y equal kx, and bam, you got your equation. Oh, what a wonderful day. Remember, you were amazing. You were created to do wonderful things. Never stop believing in yourself, and you are awesome.